I'm about to show you the most simple and impactful way to answer how would you measure success for a product or feature. I studied dozens of top performing answers and distilled the best parts into one framework that shows your product thinking and is easy to remember. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to answer these types of questions for your next product interview. Let's get started. First, let's go over what success metric questions are. At its core, this is a product execution question evaluating how you'd measure success for a product or feature, such as in the following forms. How would you measure success for this feature? What goal would you set for this product? How would you define success for this new launch? Interviewers want to see if you understand what the product does, how it supports the company's goals, the value it provides the users, and whether you can identify and prioritize the metrics that actually measure its success. Like most product management interview questions, the goal is to show that you can think like a PM, even if you don't know much about the product or the question itself. A common mistake is walking in with a generic list of metrics like revenue, engagement, retention, or daily active users. This doesn't show that you understand the product's real value, it just shows that you memorize a bunch of buzzwords. With that being said, let's jump into the framework that you can use to tackle this question. There are 4 steps to this framework. First, we want to talk about the company and the product. What is the company? What stage are they in? What is the product's goal and how does it align with the company's goals? Then we want to talk about the product's users and the value it provides to these users. Who are the users on the platform? What do they gain from the platform and what makes it valuable to them? For this part of the question, you want to talk about the stages in the user journey, starting with user activation, engagement, conversion, and then retention. The goal with the first 2 steps is to show that you understand the product and its pain points, to show that you are credible to explain what success metrics are for the product. Be sure to confirm your understanding here with the interviewer as well. Then, the crux of the question is pinpointing the North Star metric. This step should be pretty straightforward. Look for a single key action that represents where user value and business growth intersect. But the North Star metric alone isn't enough for you to present in your solution. Once you defined it, deconstruct it into a formula that highlights the levers that drive it. From there, we want to identify which of these levers have the greatest influence on moving the North Star metric and are integral to maintaining a healthy ecosystem, and these become your supporting metrics. I'll show you how to break these down later in the video. This shows to the interviewer that you don't just understand what success looks like, you understand what truly drives it. Next, we want to evaluate guardrails or countermetrics. Countermetrics are designed to ensure that improving your success metric doesn't unintentionally harm other parts of the business. In some cases, this doesn't require adding a new metric, it can simply be refining the one that you already presented, so it reflects quality, sustainable growth, rather than surface level gains. The reason as to why we have countermetrics is to ensure that in pursuing and improving the North Star metric, we're making sure that other parts of the business aren't being harmed. For example, if your North Star metric for YouTube Shorts is watch time, you could use long-form video watch time as a countermetric. This helps ensure that growth in Shorts isn't cannibalizing engagement with long-form videos, but instead driving overall platform engagement and user retention. Great, now let's move into an example question. How would you measure the success for Uber Eats? Let's start off by understanding the company and the product. Uber Eats is a 3-sided marketplace that connects customers, restaurants, and couriers. Great, now let's walk through each participant's user journey. So let's start with customers first. Their activation, or the reason why they would want to use Uber Eats, is that perhaps they don't want to eat at a restaurant, cook for themselves, or even get takeout. They want the convenience of the food being sent to their homes. For engagement, they may engage with the platform and actually want to order something because they have a place in mind, or let's say they're browsing the platform and are drawn to a restaurant's promotion. To convert them into paying customers, they'll add items that they want to eat to the cart and then make a purchase very easily through the app, and also have visibility into their delivery status and any customer service support, such as contacting their courier. To retain these customers, they may want to reorder on Uber Eats because they had a very positive and seamless experience, such as having very fast food delivery or a very good promotion, and they would want that again. So for restaurants, the reason why they would want to be on the Uber Eats platform is because they don't have the scale or resources to run their own delivery operations in-house, and they also may want to reach new customers through the platform as well, since Uber Eats is a very popular app for even discovering restaurants. The way restaurants engage with the platform is that after they activate or sign up with the platform, they receive and manage incoming orders through the Uber Eats Eats app where they can prepare food efficiently and then coordinate with delivery partners as well right on the app. So for converting a customer's demand into an actual business for the restaurant, they will fulfill orders by delivering high quality food on time, ensuring a positive experience for customers and being responsive on the app. In terms of retention, restaurants continue to use Uber Eats because it drives new sales and the platform helps increase visibility to new customers who may not know about these restaurants due to limited marketing. Additionally, Uber Eats can help these restaurants build their reputation because once an order is completed on the platform, Uber Eats encourages customers to rate their experience, and this definitely could help boost the restaurant's ratings. And lastly, for delivery partners, they may want to join Uber Eats because they want to have a flexible way to earn money. To engage with the app, they can accept delivery requests through the app and complete trips based on their availability. In terms of turning demand or an order incoming into an actual transaction, they will deliver food quickly and accurately to earn higher ratings, tips, and more consistent trip opportunities as well. The delivery partners continue to use Uber Eats because there's steady income and reliable earnings and flexibility in when and how they work. And lastly, Uber Eats generates revenue through delivery fees paid by customers, service fees charged to restaurants, and commissions taken from each completed order. So given this, what is the North Star metric? It's completed orders because it sits at the intersection of all sides of the ecosystem. Customers get their meals, restaurants make sales, couriers earn income, and Uber Eats generates revenue. Let's move on to the next section, which is breaking down the North Star metric into its driving levers. We can break down completed orders into 3 main levers, each tied to a core participant in the Uber Eats ecosystem: the number of customers ordering, the number of restaurant orders fulfilled, and the number of couriers delivering. The number of customers ordering on Uber Eats comes from 2 sources: new users driven by marketing, promotions, and acquisition efforts, and recurring users who continue ordering because the service is fast, reliable, and competitively priced. Additionally, customers churn from the platform as well. Overall, customer supply can be expressed as new users plus recurring users minus churned users. The number of restaurant orders is influenced by 3 main factors. The first is menu variety, which reflects the breadth of food options and price points available to customers. The second is restaurant quality, which includes both the quality of the food itself and the photos and descriptions displayed in the app. The third is restaurant performance, which determines the order completion rate based on how quickly and accurately orders are prepared, how effectively restaurants balance in-person and delivery demand, and how often delays result in cancellations. Ultimately, the number of restaurant orders fulfilled depends on the number of orders received multiplied by the restaurant's completion rate. Lastly, the number of couriers delivering is driven by 2 key factors. The first is courier availability, which reflects how many couriers are online and are able to accept orders relative to demand. The second is courier efficiency, which captures how effectively the system utilizes available couriers through smart routing, reliable pickups, and low no-shows or cancellations. Taken together, these factors determine the number of couriers delivering, which can be expressed as courier availability multiplied by courier efficiency. Now that we've broken down the North Star metric and its levers, let's identify the key drivers that keep the Uber Eats ecosystem healthy and balanced, based on everything we've analyzed so far. Once we know those drivers, we can define the supporting metrics that measure their performance. First, we need stronger supply than demand. The number of couriers must be greater than the number of active customers, so every order can be fulfilled quickly. The biggest selling point of Uber Eats is that the experience is fast enough to justify increased fees taken from the platform. Else, customers may feel like it's more appealing to use other delivery platforms or simply walk into a restaurant. A supporting success metric could be tracking whether the average delivery time is improving over time. Then we also need consistent engagement. Sustainable growth comes from users who repeatedly use the platform because the experience is reliable and rewarding, not because of short-term promotions. Uber will burn money reacquiring the same customers, and positive experiences on the platform also encourage word-of-mouth growth as well. A supporting success metric could be the repeat order rate, which indicates sustainable growth and strong customer satisfaction. And lastly, we need profitable yet satisfactory margins for a healthy ecosystem. Uber Eats must retain healthy margins that sustain a business while keeping couriers and restaurants satisfied. Since Uber Eats is a 3-sided marketplace, customers, couriers, and restaurants all depend on fair value exchange. If margins are squeezed too tightly, courier earnings or restaurant commissions suffer, leading to churn. But if incentives or payouts are too high, Uber Eats risks unprofitable growth. A supporting success metric could be gross margin per order, which measures profitability after accounting for restaurant commissions, courier payouts, and delivery costs. Now let's move on to countermetrics. If Uber Eats focuses too heavily on increasing completed orders, deliveries could become less accurate as couriers take on too many trips. The countermetric here is average delivery time, which ensures growth doesn't come at the cost of quality or customer satisfaction. In short, more orders shouldn't mean worse customer experiences. Another countermetric is courier efficiency rate, or the percentage of a courier's time spent actually delivering versus waiting. If Uber Eats pushes aggressively for more completed orders, it may oversaturate the platform with too many couriers to keep delivery times low. That can drive down earnings per courier and reduce motivation or retention over time. By also prioritizing courier efficiency rate, it keeps courier earnings healthy while maintaining fast, reliable delivery for customers. And that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful in showing you how to answer the success metric question in preparation for your next product interview. If you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comments below, and thanks for watching.